as the Rajiv Gandhi killers are concerned, after P Ravichandran, now the Supreme Court has also ordered the release of two other convicts of Rajiv Gandhi's killing. S. Nalini and P Ravichandran will also now be released. The Supreme Court has noted that their conduct has been satisfactory when ordering their premature release. We're understanding it was a bench of Justices BR Gavai and B.V. Nagaratna who gave the verdict on the plea filed by Nalini seeking premature release. Remember, the Tamil Nadu government had already given its approval for the premature release of the killers of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. The state government said that its 2018 advice for the remission of their life sentences is binding upon the governor. Let me also now bring in my colleagues. Purnima Murli is joining us. We also have a legal correspondent, Ananya Bhatnagar, who is joining us. Ananya, let me come to you first. What have we heard from the Supreme Court today?
Well, yes, the Supreme Court has in fact released both of these convicts, S. Nalini and P Ravichandran, and the S. Ravichandran. And remember that this is the Supreme Court basically ruled that they also deserve parity, just like P Ravichandran, because remember when P Ravichandran was actually released into this particular case, it was very, very clear that the Supreme Court had exercised its 142 jurisdiction, which is the special powers of the Supreme Court to pass any kind of order to protect the life and liberty of a particular person or in a particular situation. So it was the extraordinary power used by the topmost court of the country at that point of time. And remember, soon after AG P Ravichandran was given this relief, both of these convicts, S. Nalini and P Ravichandran, had knocked the doors of the Madras High Court, but the Madras High Court had actually turned down their plea, saying that it does not have the 142 power, which is exclusive and extraordinary power only and only given to the topmost court, that is the Supreme Court of India. And now finally the benefit of that 142 power is also being given out to other two convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Remember that it is a long time since they were serving a life term into this particular case, and now finally they would soon be released out of jail. And remember, when AG P Ravichandran had been released, he was welcomed by his mother. So we might see a similar situation. The family members will be coming in and welcoming both of these who would be now released in this particular case. Let me bring in Purnima in the conversation as well. Purnima, if I understand this correctly, both Nalini and Ravichandran had already been on parole, I believe, since 27th of December last year till date. Are you picking up any other details of what have been the conditions as far as their coming out is concerned, certain arrangements that have been possibly been made? What time are we expecting them to actually walk out? All those details?
Well, releasing all the 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case is something that both the DMK and the ADMK, both of them have been saying. And Tamil Nadu government also, the then Tamil Nadu government under Edapadi's leadership also passed a resolution, and that particular resolution is now before the governor. But after P Ravichandran was released, Nalini's lawyers were trying their best to ensure that even Nalini, who's been the prime convict in the case, even she be released. Remember, ever since the COVID era began, many of these convicts were given monthly parole by the Tamil Nadu government. They gave permission for Nalini also, who's been on parole. But right now, the Supreme Court has pronounced its order seeking order pronouncing the release of Nalini Sriharan as well. So right now, the Tamil Nadu government will make arrangements. She's already been in parole and she's been lodged in the Vellore jail. She's been residing in Vellore. She's been asked not to leave Vellore anytime. Therefore, she is right now in Vellore, but we'll have to wait for the formal procedures to get over before she's officially released. And they will also be making plans to meet Chief Minister M.K. Stalin as well after the release. That's something that P Ravichandran and his mother did after he was released from Pural jail in Chennai. He was in fact he met with Chief Minister and other political leaders as well. Right now, arrangements will be done. The formal procedures will also take place, and Nalini, who's already out on parole, will finally be released as per the Supreme Court order. This is something that all the parties, including the ADMK and the DMK, had suggested. However, the national parties, be it the Congress or the BJP, the state BJP, the state Congress, they were against the release of all the 7 convicts. So, in this case, both the Dravidian parties welcome the release.
Purnima, I just apologize for interrupting. We in fact have Baki